out of loyalty for them. I was just like, it's just performance. Like people are addicted to this stuff because, thank God the chances of most people's families being murdered are
Look at
small. Most likely
you.
I
Look at
can't do
you
I
doing
don't like true crime podcast. I don't. I will say there's a lot of true crime podcasts out there that are helping solve cold cases. And there's some incredible detectives across this country, incredible scientists that are and blood testers and DNA labs that are helping families get resolution. I think that's awesome. But no, I think what Jeffrey Dahmer did and the Menendez brothers, it does seem like the father may have sexually abused them and the mom kind of knew about it. Um,
They
but
got
I
Kim
just don't,
Kardashian on the case. And by the way, they also
just not
stopped
indulged.
Leslie Abramson yesterday. She was getting gas or coming out of a convenient mart. And I don't know if it was TMZ. They went right up to her and they're like, and she's like, no comments. And I'm sorry, I fucking love Leslie Abramson. She's like, no comments and this and that. And it's just this is a big deal. The Menendezes are
You don't
back
like it.
in.
Look, a lot of people are not with me in the true crime. People love true crime. I mean, I'm on
I
an island
don't
here. What do you
I
like?
I don't love true crime. There has to be a Hollywood element to me. I don't really like true crime, but OJ I was invested in, and I was always invested in the Menendez, and I just love Ryan Murphy. I think OJ was brilliant. I think Monica
No.
and Bill, that was brilliant. I think
Versace was amazing.
very good, very good. OJ was my favorite, and the Monica Bill was second. That Beanie Feldstein, oh man, that Beanie Feldstein, and that's Sarah Paulson. That's Sarah Paulson. But I did enjoy the Versace and really loved Monsters. Really loved the Menendezes. Loved it.
Hey, is the scene like that graphic where of course they all say it's false, where the Menendez brothers apparently hooked up with each other, had this incest relationship? Was it like that big of a scene or not really?
No, false adver. I was waiting for them to fuck, to suck. I was like, bring it on. Never showed it. Never showed it. There were
I love it.
incest undertones of, like just a touch here and there. But well, I mean, in the story, the older, Lyle did do it to Eric. That's true, but nothing.
That's right. He did sexually abuse him because supposedly the father did that to him, right? That was kind of the whole thing.
Yes. But I was waiting for like, the college bros to hook up like that. Like I wanted like some porn action and,
Do you think they're innocent? Do you? Do you think? And do you think the father was a monster? I don't know. That Menudo guy came out and said that he was molested by him. So I guess, yeah. And he really seems a
I
lot.
think the guy was a monster. It's more to me like what happens if you get out of jail at this point. Now, granted, I would like you
Oh,
to hear it.
very. They're gonna be. Yeah, go on.
Well, first of all, I'd like you to hear it here first. They will both be on the same season, I am sure, of Dancing with the Stars. Literally, one brother here, one brother there. They will be competing against each other. One will be paired with this dancer, one will be paired with that. That's definitely going to happen to see which brother gets farther in the dance competition. This is coming. They will be making a ton of money. They will be more glorified than Gypsy Rose and Anna Del. They will be in that category, charging for interviews. But yeah, I think all
Do you
they'll
think though that maybe is Lyle the oldest one?
yeah.
Okay, so do you think the dad was a monster, or do you think Lyle is just like a psychopathic, spoiled, rotten?
I think the dad was a monster.
Okay, all right,
That's how I feel.
okay.
But
I don't know. I'm always torn. Like, was the dad a monster, or is Lyle? Because sometimes,
But you see, this is why I love the movie, because just like we hear, although I do go on rants, I just trashed Shannon Bedore last week and didn't have such great things to say about McSwiney today. That's what's so great about Monsters is you watch it and you're not sure. It's not like you're gonna watch it and be
I
like,
know.
it's not. I don't know why the brothers are so. I mean, okay, there are facts that are, but there's a scene, and then there's the scene on the boat, and they think the parents are talking about one thing, and then like in the end, they show the scene over, and the parents are talking about something it really leaves you of like, we don't know any more than we did when we started it, and I think that's why it's so good. I think the father was a monster, but I think we're not sure. And lots of people disagree. So I think that's
I don't know.
great.
I just always over the years, I'm like, what Lyle did to his brother. Now, look, a lot of kids that happens. So, but and lots of times it is because the child is molested. They don't know what's happened. I don't know. I don't know. I feel for Eric always seems sweet to me and like so caught up in it, so emotional because Eric's the one I believe that confessed to
But there were even moments in the movie where the monsters, the movie, it was like a series, but like where it was towards the end that they started to show things in a different light. They even showed Eric in a different light, and you're like, huh. Because like Lyle did say for a lot of the movie, it's you. Like you're the reason we're in this mess. And so, which you're like, whatever. But then like towards the end, there were certain scenes, and you're like, oh. I'm telling you, I thought it was so well done. I thought it was so well done. You know what the point though is? You know what the real point is? Script fuck this. Bravo, sister, this
I know
thousand.
you're over it.
Scripted TV is just, I find it. No, I don't watch scripted TV. I just don't. I just don't have the time. But I used to. And it's like, I just think there are so many gems in scripted TV. It's like scripted TV takes you away from reality more than reality TV, which I guess is obvious. But it's like that is a guilty pleasure to me to get just lost in a show.
I wonder if Ryan Murphy will do Scott Peterson's story next because Scott Peterson just won a huge defense, victory.
That's a
His
good
defense,
one. What about Diddy? I mean, we have to
Diddy,
give it a
Diddy will
few
be
years, I
done. Yeah.
guess.
Yeah. Diddy's never going to see the light of day. But Scott
No.
Peterson just, this past week, his defense team got access to some decades old evidence as they appeal his murder conviction. The approval of some past post conviction discovery materials comes nearly 2 decades after Peterson was convicted of the 2002 killing of his pregnant wife, Lacey. There's another one. I've watched documentaries about him and you can't figure it out. It's like,
How does Kim K feel about that?
is she involved in that one? I
I
don't
don't
think
think so, but I'm just saying, like, I think it's that she's really involved in the Menendez
the
brothers.
person I know that's really an advocate for Scott Peterson is Rabia Chowdhury. And you know her because she is Adnan Syed's very dear friend. She's the one that got Serial Podcast to happen. And she believes Scott Peterson is innocent. And I had her on my
Um,
pod. I'm like, Rabia, there ain't no way, girl. Because who wants a pregnant woman? Most people don't. Most of the times you're murdered by your spouse. You're
You
murdered or you're hot.
love a little
What?
bit of true crime.
I don't really. I really don't. I'm not into it. No, do you? I mean, do you want to spend your life listening to that?
No,
It happens.
I'm really not, I never watch
These
scripted
families.
stuff. This was just I just started watching it over a weekend. I was doing work at the same time, and I'm like, okay, I'm kind of into this.
I mean, Scott Peterson, it's like Lacey Peterson's parents, sibling. I mean, that destroyed that whole family and a baby died. That's like the worst. I mean, I don't want to keep watching it. No.
Horrible
But,
stuff. Horrible,
I,
horrible stuff.
to
By
each
the
their.
way, what is Andy Cohen doing texting Kelly Dodd? I'm just reading, isn't it? Like when did that text? As you said that she
We
when
talked
did
about this. Where were you? What were
I
you doing?
well, I
Texting?
was no, I mean, I understand that, but I mean when? Like I